your location. I know, for example, the cuddle bug. The cuddle bug is the euphemism that I stole from Jimmy Snow about what's going on in the world right now. A way to say it on YouTube without having your video suppressed. So, the cuddle bug has gotten worse, unfortunately. And I live in San Diego, and we are experiencing a shift back into the purple zone soon, which means things are getting worse. And it's also getting cold, and it's winter time, and Christmas is coming, and it's the best time of year for the worst types of things to be happening, or the worst things are happening during the best time of the year. If you're anything like me, I love Christmas. Something in my eye, but that's okay. It's unfortunate, but it's okay. It's all about just trying to stay positive, and that's definitely something that I've been trying to do lately and struggling a little bit. But let's look at the upsides, right? So, for example, how does this video look? Do you notice any difference in the quality? I don't know if you will or not. So one of the the downside things that I experienced lately was I broke my phone, and I was waiting on this replacement phone, which just arrived this evening, and I just finished setting it all up, and here I am finally able to record a video now that I have a phone again, because if you didn't know, or if it wasn't clear by the fact that I am joining you from my closet, this is a low budget operation. Not that this wasn't an expensive phone. I got the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. Oh, she's an Android user. I know, guys. I know. But I like them. I like Androids, okay? I do. I always have. Always. Leave me alone. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of Carmex, because I can tell that from the weather my lips are dry. I can't even. I'm like having trouble squeezing out the Carmex because it's all stiffened up in the tube from being so cold. This one was in my jacket pocket. The jacket that I was wearing earlier when I was out and about going to the gym, because I joined a gym because I gotta stay active, because I'm feeling a little bit antsy, as I'm sure many of us are. But I got a new phone out of it all, and I think it looks good. It was easy to set up. It was easy to get the audio connected through this mic, and it's easy for me to record using the back camera. Before, I was always using the forward camera, and this phone has, for some reason, 3 lenses on the back, so I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to look at, but they're just 1, 2, 3 right up close to each other. I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3 camera lenses, and I'm recording this video in the pro video mode, whatever that means, for what it's worth. So hopefully you see some improvement, and it's a little bit easier so far, I think, to look directly at the lens so that it looks like I'm looking at you versus when I record on the front camera, because then I just want to look at myself to make sure that I'm in frame. And I kind of am looking at the mirror behind you a little bit, but I can't see, even with my glasses, that well that far away, so I can tell that I'm in frame, but I can't actually tell if it looks like I'm looking at you. So I hope it does, because I know I've been really bad about that in the past, and I'm sorry. I've just got here some not rubies. I have some frozen pomegranate arils. That's what these are called. These are called arils. I believe it's A-R-I-L-S. I hope that focuses. But pomegranate is my absolute favorite fruit. I think it's just beautiful and delicious, and I really enjoy the time-consuming process of getting each one of the little arils out. And of course, I'm a snob, and I get annoyed whenever somebody calls these pomegranate kernels or pomegranate seeds or whatever, because they have a name, and that name is arils, spelled A as in apple, R as in Robert, I as in igloo, L as in Larry, S as in Sam, I think. Pretty sure. Watch me be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And recently, now that they're back in season, I have been just eating myself to death on these things, and I saved just a couple of these from the last time that I was downing 2 pomegranates in one sitting, so that I could put them into my Topo Chico beverage for this next video. But as you may be able to hear, they're a little bit frozen. Well, they were very frozen. My new favorite way to eat a pomegranate is to, and it's very specific to my current routine, go to the gym after work, come home, immediately go into the kitchen, prepare a pomegranate, get all of the arils out into some water, skim off all the pith and the membrane, and then drain out the water. Arrange them in an even layer on the bottom of a pie dish, or just something where you can kind of layer them flat, right? And then put them in the freezer, and then go take my shower. And then by the time I'm done with my shower, take the pomegranate out of the freezer, and it's the most amazing snack to watch Netflix with, because it's cold, but it's not frozen. It's like bar frozen. It's more crisp. It's more crisp, but it's still completely juicy. God, it's so good. And yeah, I'm just telling you guys how I really like to eat pomegranates right now, basically. And if you haven't tried freezing them, just like ever so slightly, before you eat them, I highly recommend it. But I'm gonna stop eating those now. I know some people, they do like the sounds of eating with certain things. I like when people chew gum in their whisper rambles, but not so much really chew the gum. Like if they're sitting there like the whole time, like please refrain. But what I like about it when people do whisper videos when they have gum in their mouths is that I think, and this is super gross, but it just generates more saliva in their mouth, and then they have more mouth sounds, and I am a huge fan of whispers with mouth sounds. So that's why I kind of like it when people have gum in their mouth when they're whispering, but when they start to chew it a bunch, I kind of not too into it. But that's not really why I'm not going to continue to eat these. These are just, excuse me, hiccups. A little bit of a topper for my Topo Chico beverage of the day. But that, and I never really envisioned the content on this channel, including eating videos, partially for everything I already said, and then partially, like I mentioned before, I have really bad TMJ, and I've been really lockjaw on the left side for like the last week. It's getting worse, but like anything basically larger to chew on than the size of these pomegranate arrows in my jaw would be cracking like crazy, and I don't find that relaxing at all. In fact, when I hear somebody chewing in real life, regardless of if it's gum, regardless of if it's food, whatever it is, even if it's the type of chewing that in a recorded ASMR video I might listen to for some reason, if I hear it in real life, it's instant misophonia, especially if they have TMJ like me, and I can hear their bones cracking and the sound of their chewing. Like, I get viscerally angry, and like I can't control it. I just have to remove myself from the situation. And that's weird too, because when I experience ASMR triggers in real life, most of the time I have that same reaction. And I think for me, what it comes from is that if somebody were to say, hey, Erin, I know you experience ASMR. I would like to give you a relaxing experience. Would you like to sit down and I can play with your hair and whisper to you? If that was negotiated and I agreed to it, and it was somebody that I was comfortable with, then I think it would be fine. But I'm absolutely, completely not sure, because I've never had anybody ASMR me in real life. But I think what it is that since ASMR relaxes me so much, and that's like a meaningful, impactful thing, it feels intimate in a way, and I'm not really very good with intimacy, like at all in real life. It kind of freaks me out. So I think it weirds me out too if somebody accidentally gives me ASMR, because then I'm like, something about it makes me uncomfortable, like really, really uncomfortable. But I feel like if it was somebody that I was on that level with, of like intimacy and comfortability, then maybe if we talked about it. But like, oh, when people just have like that little something in their voice that gives me the tingles in real life when I'm not expecting it, it weirds me out, and I don't like it. It's a personal problem. Wonder if anybody else experiences anything like that. Probably not. another thing that I have. I don't know if that's gonna sound tingly. Going over my rings. Probably not. But yes, I have a scalp massager. One of these guys, so you know where you go and you put it. You can see me. You gotta put it over your head. And then you go like that, and it feels really good. Feels amazing, actually. Feels exactly like ASMR. So if anybody in your life doesn't experience ASMR, you can just hit them with one of these. I remember there was the mall that I grew up in, or what? So I grew up ice skating for like 15 years, and the first rink that I ever went to was in a mall called UTC. And so that's what I was meaning to say. The mall that I ice skated in when I was growing up, just briefly, and then when you become competitive, you switch to a different rink. But when I was skating at UTC, we would sometimes walk around the mall afterward. And I remember once when we were doing that, we were approached by somebody who was trying to sell these. And I remember it perfectly because at the time, the wires were made of copper, and they had the little nibs on the end so they wouldn't bother your scalp. And the handle was painted orange with a face on it. It was like a cookie dude. And normally my mom wouldn't have us stop for like advertisements or things like that. It's like the memes where it's like, Mom, can we get McDonald's? We have food at home, and the food at home is like as Scrabble it is. Not actually like that, but that same kind of thing where it's like, no, we're not stopping. Like, we don't need to get hooked into the sale with these people. So it was kind of unusual that we stopped, and we each, for like a couple of seconds, had this lady use the thing on her heads, and I was like, oh, because at the time I was already experiencing ASMR, mind you. I had no idea what it was, and up to this point I don't believe that I had ever tried to speak to anybody about it either, because what I understood was that I was experiencing something that I knew that other people didn't, and I wasn't sure if it was super weird, because every time I would try to think about how I would go about explaining to somebody what I was experiencing, I was like, no, that for sure sounds super weird, and I never talked about it. My legs are falling asleep, so, but then we actually did stop, and it felt so good that we actually did buy one, which was kind of rare, because my mom and my dad instilled in us growing up not a sense of scarcity. I was very blessed, obviously. I was a freaking ice skater, like who, you know? But there was understanding, like, okay, these are the extracurricular activities that you want to do. You're an ice skater. Your brother is a hockey player. These aren't your average run-of-the-mill things. Like, if you want to do that, then we'll do that. But that means that we feeling it. They're feeling the same sensation right now via the use of this thing. Except for me, I feel it because of this and also because of sounds. So maybe not so weird at all if it can be generated with this for some people, and with sounds for me and others, maybe it's not that weird. So I don't know. That just always stuck out to me as kind of like a pleasant memory. And then when I was at the store today buying cat food for my babies, they had these sort of like in the end cap, because they have stuff out for Halloween already. Rewind, that was last week. Because they have stuff out for Christmas already, and so do I. Oh my god. So it's been rough, right? It's a hard time of year in general, and then this year is hard as well. So I wanted some cheer. I needed some cheer. So I put up my Christmas tree and my stockings, one for me, one for my cat Ramble, one for my cat Petal. I put up my Christmas tree and my stockings on November 1st. Yeah. But you know what? It really helped. I always put my Christmas stuff up early because I like Christmas, and I generally can anticipate to struggle a bit with my moods this time of year anyway. So I thought, why not put up my Christmas stuff way early and just really enjoy it. And I'm telling you, it really did help. So, back to me being at the store today, and they also had their Christmas stuff out, and an end cap full of these, just as stocking stuffers, for $1. $1. What a steal. Because I remember back in the day, I think that massager toy was probably like 10 to 15 bucks, and this was $1. And we love a steal. So I wanted to kind of test it in this video, to see if it sounds at all like I'm giving you a head massage, perhaps. And if not, we can all just look at the weird faces that I pull when I use it on myself. But yeah, I wanted to see if maybe it would sound like you're getting a head massage. Just testing this out as a trigger. So you will have to let me know down in the comments below if the head massager sounds relaxing or not. And then if it is, maybe we can incorporate it into like I'm trying to think of how I could make this into like some sort of roleplay, because if it sounds good, then you'll want to use it on the microphone, not gesture it over your head. But I'm sure we can figure something out. But in case it does not sound good, I think that is enough sampling of this for today's video. Another thing that I wanted to do before I go is just read a few more poems. And these ones was going to, because I can find this brand of candy bar at multiple grocery stores, but the only time I've ever seen the passion fruit one was at Whole Foods by the beach in Del Mar. And at the start of quarantine, I was going to the beach in Del Mar to take walks several nights a week, and the Whole Foods was just right at the same freeway exit, so I would pop in and get a candy bar and go walk on the beach at night and sulk. And after I had this one, which was so good, I went back to find it again, and I accidentally bought grapefruit, which I don't know how I did, because I hate the grapefruit. Grapefruit is yucky. Icky. Anyway, but the other thing that's fun about these chocolate bars, aside from them having unique flavors and being very, very tasty, not sponsored, but I wish it was, they have little poems on the inside, which I didn't realize actually the first time I bought one of these candy bars, just because I wanted some chocolate, and then it was a good candy bar, so then I bought a second one, and on the second one was when I noticed that the wrappers have poems, and then I was pretty bummed out that I missed out on what poem was on the inside of the original one, but whatever. I've had these magnetized to my fridge for months now, so I figure let me read them off to you in a video to wrap things up this evening, and then I can throw these out. I'm gonna read the one from the pink grapefruit first, and then I'm gonna read the passion fruit one. We'll read the pink grapefruit first because I don't like grapefruit, and then we'll save the best for last. So, the one in here, it is an excerpt from Fly Not Yet by Thomas More. Got here. Fly Not Yet by Thomas More. An excerpt. Fly not yet, the fount that played in times of old through Ammon's shade. Through icy cold by day it ran, yet still like sounds of mirth it began to burn when night was near, and thus should woman's heart and looks at noon be cold as winter brooks, nor kindle till the night returning brings their genial hour for burning. Oh stay, when did morning ever break and find such beaming eyes awake as those that sparkle here? See, I like the ones I like the ones that are inside of the chocolate wrapper because I feel like they cater to a more commercial audience, because I have understood and enjoyed each of the poems that I've read from the inside of a candy wrapper, but you know what? The poems that are in that book of poetry that I read excerpts from every now and again, the Paradox of Dreaming or something like that, I can't even remember the name of the book right now, but when I read out of that book to you guys, I hope it does something for somebody, because it goes right over my head. So, now for the better bar, 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 the better bar. Chocolate-filled passion fruit and ruby chocolate. It says, It is, rather. It is the poem A Devout Lover by Thomas Randall. I have a mistress, for perfections rare, in every eye, but in my thoughts most fair. Like tapers on the altar shine her eyes, her breath is my perfume of sacrifice. And wheresoe'er my fancy would begin, still her perfection lets religion in. We sit and talk and kiss away the hours, as chastely as the morning dews kiss flowers. I touch her like my beads with devout care, and come to my courtship as my prayer. See, pretty straightforward. The guy likes her. He's trying to date. It's cool. It's a metaphor. It's religion. I like that. I'm sure there are levels to this, and I am thinking on the most surface level one, but you know what else? It's also like 3 o'clock in the morning right now, so I hope that you enjoyed this little whisper ramble video, just kind of checking in, touching base. We tried to see if this is a decent trigger at all. If I use it on the microphone, please do tell me your thoughts in the comments down below if that sounded good to you, and if you would like to have that incorporated into future videos as a trigger. Totally fine if not. I bought this for myself, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And as for everything else, I really hope that you guys just, like I said, and I'm sorry if I'm projecting, by the way, because for all I know, all of you are doing fantastic and not struggling in the slightest, and it is my utmost hope that that is exactly the case. But I know that with everything going on right now, there's probably at least one or two of you who unfortunately are not experiencing life that way right now, and I just want you to be patient with yourselves and just take it one day at a time, which I'm sick of hearing and I'm sick of having to remind myself of, and so I'm sorry for saying it to you. But in case nobody has told you lately, I love you, and I see how hard you're trying, and I'm very proud. So keep it up. Don't you quit on me. And we will see you around in the next video. Oh, actually, and if you would like to see my Christmas tree, because I would just love to show it to you, please also let me know. But not unless you're interested, because I'm not actually going to be shooting a video in front of the Christmas tree, unfortunately. I tried to do that last night at about 2 o'clock, 3 in the morning, like straight up middle of the night, hoping that it would be quiet enough that I could record a video outside of my closet, but it was absolutely just a mess of noise and completely was not going to work, so I unfortunately will not be able to record the video in front of the Christmas tree. But I was thinking maybe I could like either, I'll probably just record like a clip of it and either just after a video ends include it at the end of the video with no audio, and hopefully you'll be asleep by then, so if you don't care it doesn't matter, and if you do care you can just stick around and look at it. That's probably what I'll do, because that's the easiest thing. I'm not even gonna say another option. If you guys care to see it at all, that is what I am going to do. So let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. And once again, just I'll see you in the next video. Keep up with your day-to-day, anything that you have that you can just kind of stick to with your day-to-day. I easier to keep a routine than others. But like I said, I love you.